Hey, beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. I'm your host today, Brooke, and we are going to be diving into the charts for this Capricorn new moon. How are you guys doing? The energy has been pretty intense. I know I say that often, but it really is the best way to describe the energy without placing a positive or negative word on it. The energy truly has been intense. So, how are you all doing? Welcome back. We are going to be starting our new moon lunation cycle on December 30th. And let's dive into the chart, shall we? All right, here we go. So, this Capricorn new moon is going to be taking place at 1726 Eastern time. Okay, so make sure that you check your time zones to ensure that you know what time this new moon is going to be taking place for you. I am on the East Coast here in Johnson City, Tennessee, and so that's where I've set my chart up for. So the Capricorn new moon is going to be taking place at 9 degrees, and we're going to have the sun and the moon both at 9. And so when I was starting to really go in and research and get my emails sent out and looking at the charts and really sitting with my guides to see, okay, what energy do I need to focus on? What energy should we truly be talking about, okay, with this Capricorn new moon? And so if you have followed along, you all know a few days ago I did share that this is going to be our third new moon in a row that is at 9 degrees. And I do want to kind of dive into that a little bit later because I went back and pulled some charts and I want to dive more into a lot of these squares and oppositions that we have going on. All right. So on December 30th, it is December 27th right now. So on December 30th, we are going to have this Capricorn new moon. Now, the moon's going to be detriment here, okay, because obviously the moon rules Cancer, so it is going to be in detriment, which means it's not going to be as powerful of a new moon as we have had in the past. So, Capricorn energy, let's dive into that just a little bit. So Capricorn rules our government structures. It rules all of the corporate structures, whether it be the corporations that we purchase from, whether it be medical, whether it be our government, whether it be all of those things, okay, that those of us with a society has truly been dependent upon. Now, Capricorn is the goat, okay? It is all about diving in, doing the work, literally doing the work and building from the ground up. In order to reach that status of a corporation, okay, you got to start somewhere, right? And it's all about staying on track and taking care of everything that you truly need to take care of. Now, with this being a new moon in Capricorn, one of the biggest things that my guides have really said to me is take a hard look at where you're at as far as your career goes. Take a hard look at where you're at as far as your public image is concerned, right? Because Capricorn rules the 10th house, which is going to be our public image. It's going to be how we show up. It's going to be how the world sees us. Okay. So, are you doing everything that you truly need to be doing to set yourself up for a better future? Are you putting in the hard work to do everything to show up. Capricorn is all about showing up. Capricorn can also be that firm, hard parent, right? That rides you and is like, I know you can do better. I know you can excel. And me, I have Venus in Capricorn. So a lot of my relationships are very Capricornian. Is that right? Is that a word? Like, it is a lot of tough love, right? Because if we're going to be friends, I'm going to hold you at a higher standard, okay? If you're going to be in my life, if we're going to date, if you are going to be a business partner with me, I'm going to hold you at a higher standard because of that Venus and Capricorn energy. So, Capricorn is really all about how you are showing up as far as your career's concerned, right? It is a feminine energy, okay, because Earth is feminine, all right? Now, one of the biggest things that my guides have told me is use the energy of this 9, okay, because we're going to have this new moon on December 30th, and then come the 31st, we're going to have New Year's Eve. So the year is going to change. We're ending the year with the new moon at 9 degrees, and we're moving right into a 9 year, which is pretty phenomenal, okay? There's going to be a lot of endings. There's going to be a lot of endings that take place really, truly up until the springtime. I'm going to say Aries season. We're going to see a lot of endings. We're going to see a lot of major corporations close. We're going to see a lot of corporations connected to medical that has not lived in integrity, meaning they put profit over people. Okay, we're going to see a lot of those things exposed as well. And so my guides have made it very clear to me. Put your energy into what you are wanting to build, okay? And so Taurus, if you think about Taurus energy, because that is the beginning of the earth signs, okay? Taurus is all about building everything from the ground up, okay? You've got to have that Taurus structure. You got to have a solid Taurus structure in order to pull in the Virgo aspect, right? Of making sure that everything's good to go, everything's in line. And then you build on top with the Capricorn structures, okay, to be able to reach a larger group of people, really. And that's the way that they've explained it to me. So when going through and setting your intentions with this Capricorn new moon, look at where you're at. Are you doing everything that you need to be doing, Virgo, on a daily basis to get you where you want to be as far as Capricorn is concerned, as far as your public image, your business, what you are building, what you are creating? Are you doing everything every single day to support that? Okay. You also want to pull in that Taurus energy as well. Okay. Do I have all the people? Do I have everything that I need to start sending my tentacles out to expand what it is that I'm expanding? So I do want to touch on the base of we've got Venus here at 26 degrees, and Venus is going to be working into or working out of this square with Uranus. All right. So leading up to this new moon, we can potentially see a lot of relationships. Suddenly, they're over, they're done, they're gone, okay? You could also see a lot of relationships just suddenly appear out of nowhere. That is that Uranus aspect squaring Venus, okay? Keep in mind, we still have Mercury opposing Jupiter. Now, this opposition isn't as tight as it has been because Mercury's now picking up speed, ready to go. And I will tell you, this Mercury retrograde was a complete reset for me as far as my gifts are concerned, especially with that opposition with Jupiter. Okay. Both Jupiter and Mercury have been neutral because they're in detriment, they're in their opposite ruling signs, right? So it's almost like my gifts were kind of turned on low just a little bit as that system upgrade started taking place. And if you've gone through this and you've experienced the same thing, it can almost feel like you just lost your gifts and then boom, they're right back online. Okay. This Mercury retrograde has been a complete upgrade, and I'm starting to see the system come back on. I'm starting to see things come back online, so you may be experiencing that as well. Now, we still have this, where is it at? Pluto and Mars retrograde opposition, okay, that we are still working through right now in Aquarius and Leo. So, over the next 2 weeks, we will see a lot brought to light as far as all of the darkness connected to our Capricornian structures, okay? This is not to push fear. This is to truly prepare you guys, especially with this Mars retrograde in Leo at the moment, okay? And it's going to be coming out of Leo during this lunation cycle. So we now have Chiron officially direct. Whoop, whoop. Chiron goes retrograde, and it's like all the winds come up to the service Chiron stations, and it's like, wow, I felt wide open, vulnerable, and like I'm totally naked in the town square of Manhattan, and everybody can see everything that's wrong with me. That's not really how it is, but it does feel that way. So now that Chiron has now stationed and is going to be moving forward, we're going to have an opportunity to kind of hold and see where we're at and get our footing. It has felt like, especially for the last 2 months, it has felt like treading water. And it's like, okay, I know the bottom's not that far from my feet because I'm not that far from shore. Okay, I should be able to put my feet on the ground, but not really being able to touch the bottom of whatever body of water that you're in. So it does feel like we've kind of been treading water, just staying afloat, especially with these major oppositions with Pluto and Mars, Jupiter, Mercury. Okay. Um, we do have the South Node that's going to be squaring. Uh, And it's not an exact square either. It's not an exact square. However, it is within an 8-degree orb of squaring the south nodes and also squaring the north node too, even though I'm not seeing it there. Jupiter and Saturn are still in their square. Okay, Saturn has now turned back on and is going to be passing Jupiter up, but we still feel that energy of I'm trying to expand, I'm trying to move forward, but it's like trying to walk with quicksand. Like everything just feels heavy, it's just not moving, we're not able to go. And as this square starts easing up, we're going to feel a little bit more movement coming into play. Now, keep in mind, every time I tell you guys, keep an eye on the water because Saturn has been in this grand water trine activating, okay? It has been activating the trine with Poseidon and Kronos. Okay. So I just shared on my stories, that they were not only cutting the internet cables at the bottom of the ocean, but also power cables too. Okay. Keep an eye on the water. We will have a lot of darkness brought to light, but I want you guys to focus on, we have to walk through this collective tower together. We have to walk through this collective tower in order to get to the other side. Okay. And the other side is going to be all of the beautiful things that's going to now start being implemented within our Capricornian structures. And some of those things that's going to be implemented is going to be the med beds. And if you start researching med beds, you will see that many places are starting to incorporate those. Okay. Um, there's not a whole lot, but however, it is showing up. So this is giving me hope, especially with RFK Jr. Taking the position that he's taking. Now, we will see that Mars retrograde back into Cancer, and I'm going to pull that chart up in just a few minutes and I'll dive more into it when I do. When we see that Mars retrograde back into Cancer, keep in mind, I told you guys this back in the summer. I also told you this, back in the fall. Mars in Cancer can be a lot of crimes of passion. Okay. So, especially with that opposition and the squares that we got a lot of hard energy in the skies. Okay, as above so below. We're going to see this outside of us. The best way to work with this energy is if you were giving in to that Martin energy of, I want to destroy you, I'm going to have to be in charge, it is my way or the highway. Okay, you're going to get left on the side of the road, literally. Okay. The best way to work with this energy is to remain humble in your heart. I promise you, this is going to be the best way to work with it. Okay. We have Lilith still with the South Node. So, crimes against humanity is going to be a continual theme for 2025. Yes, 2025 is going to be an intense year, but it's only going to be an intense year if you are on the wrong side of God. Okay? People that are not speaking up about crimes against humanity, people that are not actively trying to bring light to those dark things, people that are solely only focused on themselves. Okay. Because of this Pluto and Aquarius aspect, we have to be about the collective. What is truly good for humanity? All the things that we have had here, I know for me in the US, this can go for any other country out there. Our Capricornian structures have not been set up to support humanity. It has been the opposite. Okay. So say a lot of prayers that we do not see another, you know what I'm saying, on Trump, especially as this Mars retrogrades back into Cancer. All right. Um, the next day that I want to talk about is going to be December 31st, New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, we are going to see the nodes move to 0 degree point of Aries and Libra. Okay. We're also going to see Mars opposing Pluto exactly. Okay, and this exact opposition is going to be taking place at 12:59 p.m. Eastern time zone. Check your time zone to see where you're at, to see, okay, when this is going to be happening for you. So the nodes are going to switch at 5:04 a.m. Eastern time zone, and then roughly 7 hours later, we're going to have Mars oppose Leo. Mars and Leo oppose Pluto and Aquarius, okay? So, this is not the New Year's Eve to be out having a good time and playing, okay? I would not be doing that at all. I would go so far to say this New Year's, I wouldn't recommend going out at all, to be honest with you. If you do go out, make sure you call in divine protection. Make sure you listen to your spirit team, your spirit guides. A lot of accidents, okay, could happen. There could also be a major event that takes place with this Martin energy being exact in the skies, okay? The next day that I want to talk about, and I kind of want to go backwards for just a moment. And the reason being, and I had shared a video about this on my socials, that we're going to end up having 5 new moons at 9 degrees back to back. 3 started at the Scorpio new moon, and I did go back and pull the Scorpio new moon chart, okay? Because one thing that I wanted to really point out to you guys is the fact that when the 9 new moons started, all of them being at 9 degrees, we had an exact opposition of Mars and Pluto. And this was really finishing up at the final degrees of Capricorn and Cancer. So we're going to have this opposition on New Year's Eve, and it's going to be at 1 degrees of Aquarius and Leo, okay? And then Mars is going to retrograde back to this exact point. So the 9 degrees of all of these new moons, okay, because this will be our 3rd new moon since this one here. And we're going to have 2 more after the first of the year, okay? What these are doing is giving us an opportunity to take a really serious, hard look at what's working for humanity and what isn't working for humanity. Is it really socially okay to make money off people losing their lives? I feel like it's not okay for anyone to take anyone's life, regardless if it is for war, regardless if it is for profit, considering what transpired with the CEO, okay? I don't believe anybody should be making money off of people, you know, I don't believe that. I feel like there's an ethical code that each corporation, each government should be following. I do feel we are going to see major news break in regards to the laws of war truly being broken. It would not surprise me if we do not see, or if we do see, another Nuremberg Code court case due to everything that has transpired in Ukraine and Gaza. Okay. Right before I got on here to even do the recording, the Biden administration sent, I don't want to tell you wrong. It was was it 1.9? Uh, $1.25 billion. Billion, okay? I said that right. $1 billion to Ukraine for weapons. Like, come on now. We need to get out of this. We have no business in this whatsoever. And it's just for the, you know. And wait until the truth comes out about what's actually happening with that money too, because that's gonna be brought to light. Like you cannot, hey, you cannot do these bad things and get away with it anymore. You just can't. Okay. So New Year's Eve, I'm gonna stress it one more time. New Year's Eve is not going to be the time to be in large crowds. New Year's Eve is not going to be the time to be out doing anything that could potentially hurt you. I would recommend having a quiet evening New Year's Eve. And again, I'm not trying to push fear. I'm just saying there is a lot of opportunities for shit to go wrong. There is a lot of opportunities for shit to go wrong. And I don't know about you guys, but it's not worth it to me to go out and run the risk of being in a large crowd and somebody opens up pew pew pew, because that or somebody sets a bomb off, something like that. Okay. That truly is the energy of New Year's Eve. Again, this is not to push fear. I want you guys to have the knowledge and the know-how to be able to work through this energy. So this exact opposition with Mars and Pluto is going to start on New Year's Eve, and we're going to see that it stays exact even on the 2nd of January. So at 22:25 Eastern Time, we're going to have Venus ingress into Pisces at 0 degrees. Now, this is going to feel really yummy, okay? Venus is going to feel really good. Venus is really happy here. Venus is exalted here. Now, when Venus starts her way through Pisces and gets close to Saturn, she's going to be activating that grand water trine. So please keep an eye on that, especially as the moon follows suit behind her. Okay? Keep an eye on the water, guys. I'm telling you. All right, the next day that I want to talk about is going to be January 3rd. On January 3rd, we're going to have Mars move back to the 0 degree point, okay? We're going to have Venus at 0 degrees. We're going to have, and this is at 11:40, okay? We're going to have Venus at 0 degrees. We're going to have the moon at 0 degrees. The moon and Venus are going to be conjunct. And they are, and then Mars is going to be at 0 degrees. Okay, so the 0 degree point is going to be the most powerful point there is. The nodes are also going to be at 0 degrees. I feel like this is going to be a major reset with the divine feminine, with the wounded masculine, with the dark feminine. Okay, so the masculine and the feminine energies, especially having them at the 0 degree point. Okay, it is going to be like a reset. Okay, we are going to be resetting. We're going to be starting all over in order for us to start building the things that we're meant to build. Keep in mind, we're going to see medicine completely change. We're going to see corporations completely change. We're going to see military completely change, okay? It's coming. Those things are going to happen, and that's what this Capricorn new moon is truly all about. If you are a healer, okay, this is where you're going to start stepping up. This is where we're going to start seeing a lot of quantum physics start being incorporated into modern medicine in the West, in the US. It's one of the only places that they jump straight into harmful medication before going through all of the natural alternatives first. So in our lifetime, we are going to watch this reset happen. We're going to watch this transpire. So as soon as RFK Jr. goes into his position and start removing immunity from Big Pharma, we're going to see major class actions taking place. We're going to see a lot of class actions, especially in regards to this right here. We may even see those companies close their doors, okay? Because you can only put profit over people for so long before the people figure out what's happening and they say enough is enough. And shame on our government for allowing this to happen. But that is also where we've not had really any checks and balances in our government either, okay? Because they have been padding their pockets to take care of the corporations. So we're going to see all of that be restructured. January 3rd is going to feel like a reset, okay? Venus, the moon, the nodes, Mars, these are our personal planets, okay? Whether it is our money, whether it is our relationships, whether it is how we move forward, okay? It is going to feel like things are just reset. It's going to feel like a fresh new beginning. The next day that I truly want to dive into is going to be January 5th. On January 5th, we're going to have Mercury squaring the moon at 28 degrees Pisces, and it's also going to be in a square with Neptune as well. Right here you can see Mercury, Neptune, and the moon. We're going to have a square here, okay? So I feel like with this square, we could hear a lot more about those crimes against humanity, because truly, if you think about the medical field being masked as we're here to help you heal, and that's truly not how they are, we can hear a lot of this be brought to light during this time. Expect a lot of things changing as far as what is released, the things that are brought to light. We're also going to have Mercury opposing White Moon Selena. So you know White Moon Selena has been working with Jupiter to bring a lot of this darkness to light. White Moon Selena is like the light version of Lilith. So White Moon Selena has really been working with Jupiter to bring that truth to light, to bring the reality of what we've been living in. Now we will have a T-square, okay, with Mercury, the moon, Neptune, and White Moon Selena. We still have Saturn. Where is Saturn? Saturn's right here. Saturn's at 14 degrees because Saturn is now direct. Still in that square with Jupiter, but it's loosening up some because Saturn's now picking up speed and Jupiter's still going backwards, okay? So We're working out of that Jupiter-Saturn square. So the energy is going to feel a lot easier. It's going to feel like we're going to be able to move forward. On January 6th, we will see Mars retrograde back to 29 degrees Cancer. The irony that 4 years later, 3 years later, okay, since January 6th, we're going to have Mars now retrograde back at the final degree of Cancer. So, whoo, okay, and that Mercury and so we got Mercury now at 27 degrees Sag, still opposing white moon Selena, still in that exact T square, okay, here with Neptune. Now, I feel that we could see a lot of propaganda, a lot of false flags. Okay, I feel like we can see a lot of false flags, especially since we have the moon conjunct Chiron this day. The next day that I want to talk about is going to be January 8th. On January 8th, Mercury is going to ingress into Capricorn. Thank God. Okay? Thank God. Because, it's been really hard for Mercury to do what Mercury needs to do being in Sag. It's just way too much information, way too much to look at. It feels overstimulated. It feels like it's overwhelmed. And then when Mercury moves into Capricorn, it's like, okay, these are the things that I need to focus on. These are the things that I need to look at. This is what I need to be doing in order to get me where I need to go. Now you're going to have a Earth trine with the moon and Mercury when this happens. On January 9th, the moon is going to conjunct Uranus. Okay? And then it's going to cross over Uranus. Now, this is not, it is going to be in a trine with the sun at 19 degrees Capricorn. However, with Mercury, this is where we could potentially see more of those issues with the internet cables, okay, being brought to light. Because to me, Uranus rules the internet. Okay, we could potentially see more of that brought to light on this day too. Really for the until things kind of chill out a little bit as far as WAR is concerned, we still could see a lot of hacks, especially with that Uranus retrograde. Okay, this is where things are going to come in quickly. Things are going to happen quickly. Redirections, like Uranus is speed, lightning, like it's on. It's on. It's on. Okay. It is the great disruptor. And trust me when I say it will bring in some disruption. Okay, so on January 10th, I do not have the chart for January 10th. Mars is going to be at 28 degrees of Cancer. And then on January 11th, Mars is going to retrograde at 27 degrees of Cancer. Now, we are going to have a water trine. And Juno's kind of going to be a part of this too, almost, okay, because it's going to be within a 6-degree orb of this trine. So we're going to have two grand water trines. We're going to have one with Neptune, Mars, Juno, okay? Definitely could see things be brought to light as far as relationships go. Make sure that you are seeing things clearly. Neptune can have us seeing things with rose-colored glasses, trying to see the better in everybody when you need to see them for as they are. Then we still have the grand water trine with Saturn, Poseidon, and Kronos. Keep an eye on the water of the state, specifically, okay? I feel like the oceans could really start bringing a lot of upheaval with these grand water trines, especially with what is being activated. We could see things break out on the water. We can see a lot more brought up to the surface as far as the internet and the electricity cables are concerned, because there's 2 or 3 different things that's been going on as far as ships and cutting cables, whether it be internet line, whether it be electricity lines under the water, okay? There's a lot of this that's going on kind of behind the scenes that people are not able to see clearly. Now, how can you work with this energy yourself? Well, stay in your heart. I can't stress this enough. If you are angry at people, you need to bring in forgiveness. If you are holding grudges, you need to let that shit go, because what is happening is the more you are carrying hate and I'm going to have to do this to this person because they did this to me. And if you are being petty and trying to pay people back, whatever you were trying to do will show up in your reality. It will be mirrored right back to you. The best way to move through this energy is to ensure that you're staying in your heart and you are putting out what you want to get back in return. If you are taking matters into your own hands and if you are trying to serve justice, it is not going to go well for you. It's not going to go well for you. It's just not. Because that's not our role. That's not our role. Trust me when I say justice will be served to those that need it. All right. And I do want to say we are going to be out of that 3-degree orb. Okay. That Saturn and Jupiter. Okay. We're going to be working out of that square. Okay. So by the next full moon, and the full moon's going to be on the 13th, by the next full moon, you're going to see the energy really starting to ease up. Okay, let's see. Let's pull some cards. Focus on the positive. Believe in good luck. I love that. I love that. I love that. New Moon in Cancer, relax. Yes. Okay. So keep in mind, I got Cancer and Sag energy. That's all that's here. Okay. So keep in mind, those of us that hold the ability to manipulate energy, those of us that are magicians, those of us that are earth angels, those of us that are magi, stay in your heart. Focus on the positive, especially after the next 2 weeks. Believe in good luck and relax, okay? Flow with the changes. Do not try to control anything. Do not try to micromanage anything. If things are walking away from you, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Practice detachment. And know that what is meant for you will always be for you. You do not have to run after it. You do not have to search for it. You do not have to, nothing. Let it go, okay? Let's see. New Year's Eve holds the potential to see a lot of breakups too. I gotta laugh. Because as soon as I said New Year's Eve holds the potential for a lot of breakups, there's a lot of endings that are taking place. Okay? There is a lot of endings that's taking place. There is a fight between the mind and the intuition. There is a fight between the mind and the intuition, divine truth. Okay, listen to what your intuition's saying. And we are going to be forced, okay, to make the decision to go towards our hopes, wishes, and dreams, okay? We're going to be forced to take a leap of faith in order for us to have the new beginnings that we're trying to create for ourselves, all right? So this is what I get. Focus on the positive. Believe in good luck, okay? And relax. Chill the fuck out. And so this is what I get. I get the Queen of Swords with the Two of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Okay, there is a lot of back and forth, not being able to trust your intuition, really a lot of monkey brain. There's a lot going on within the mind. You need to let that shit go, let that flow. Okay, believe in good luck. Focus on your thoughts. Your thoughts create your reality, right? Your thoughts create your reality. Focus on the positive. Focus on your hopes, wishes, dreams, desires, okay? Speak life into them and truly make the conscious choice to take a leap of faith and going in a new direction, okay? Sometimes we have to go in the new direction. There is a lot of endings. Now, I do have push through any insecurity, that's third eye activations, and throat chakra activations. Speak your world into being. Tell me more about the death card, because this is underneath the surface. There are things that are ending. Practice non-attachment. Practicing non-attachment is going to make this go so much easier. What is meant for me will always be for me, okay? Tell me more about the death card. Clarify the death card, please. Give me 3 cards. Clarify the death card. Knight of Swords has been trying to come out. Okay, so someone is not doing what they're supposed to be doing as far as work's concerned. That's what I thought. Okay. So I wanted to clarify the death card. And I get the Star card, the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Cups with the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. This has to do with divine work. There is, and it is all about making the decision to go in the direction that's going to fill your cup up. How you know you are going in the right direction? Your energy is unlimited, literally. Okay. For me, if I'm around people that are not good for me, I sleep a lot. I'm very tired. If I'm around people doing things that are good for me, I can run on very minimum sleep. It is like an endless supply from source, literally, okay? So with the Pluto in Aquarius, this is activating another way for us to come together and work together. We've got to be paying attention to our energy. How do you feel? What's coming in? What are you seeing? What is being activated within the body? And it's almost like as soon as you're able to see this, the choice is made instantly. Okay, because this is fast. There is no waiting. It is the fastest moving night. And you are also reminded to have hope that everything is going to work out. Okay. The more hope that you can have that everything is going to work out, again, this goes back to speaking your world into being. Okay. Everything is going to work out for you. I do want to pull a card from the past life oracle deck. Let's see what's being cleared as and healed as far as past lives are concerned. Can you give me a couple of cards, please? Can you give me a couple of cards, please? I knew it. 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 There's a lot of karmic relationships that are coming to end. And I can promise you, if you are meant to be in a divine union with anybody, whether it be work, whether it be relationship, these karmic relationships, whether they be friends, intimate, work, you name it, they will not be able to hold up. The tower will happen, it will come to an end. But this is what we are healing, and this is connected to spirituality, okay? The Indians, but also Buddha. That's my Buddha card. Okay, spirituality and religion is being and it does feel like that religion at the end of the age of Pisces is going to be restructured as well. Okay, everything that we know of, everything that we have, everything that we have seen, everything that we have built is going to be restructured. Everything is. It's going to feel like mayhem. It's going to feel like chaos. However, have faith, okay? Say a prayer that pew pew does not happen to Trump, and we have a peaceful change of power. I am a little concerned about that as we get a little bit closer to January 20th. Okay. They have tried to eliminate life multiple times. I'm just saying. So say some prayers. All right. And I will be doing my Capricorn New Moon Healing Circle on December 30th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. You can find the link to join on my website, 12thhousequeenbee.com, under the events tab. Love to see you. You pay whatever you want to join us. There is a $10 minimum. But yeah, you donate whatever you want to donate to join us, and it's going to be 7:30 Eastern Time Zone. Okay? And be on the lookout. I'm going to be bringing my daily astrology updates after the new year. So be on the lookout. I'm so excited. I can't wait to share the title of what the show's going to be. And I hope you all love it as much as I've enjoyed behind the scenes getting it all created and coming together. So happy Capricorn New Moon. I love you guys. Please have faith. Please have faith and stay in your heart, because that is the most important. We can navigate these times because we are stronger, but the only way we're going to be able to do it is if we're living here. All right. I love you all. We'll talk soon. Bye.